Solar Purge is a brand new in-development shmup-based isometric ARPG. Similar in style to games like the old Alien Swarm, this game features up to 4-player co-op, weapon-based skill trees, and unique classes to choose from, as well as a vast array of weapons of various types, which even sometimes come with weapon perk modifiers including but not limited to self-healing, movement speed, and faster fire rate. In this review, I will be examining what is currently available in early access as of the first day of launch. With a simplistic control scheme and the availability of full keyboard and full controller support, albeit a current lack of ability to change the keybinds, this ARPG is very user-friendly. Other options include a full array of graphics settings and screen resolutions, a multitude of individualized sound settings, and there's even a fully loaded training room where you can simulate any enemy or weapon type in the game, as well as try all the in-map mission types. Due to the starting difficulty of the game on even normal, I do recommend spending around 10 to 15 minutes in the training room on your first playthrough. Of the two currently available Hollow Chambers, which are like an endless tower mode, Caldera Platforms is certainly the harder of the two, featuring much more limited space to move, more obstacles, and generally more aggressive enemies. This chamber might give you a run for your money even on normal. Enemies have a tendency to rush you, come from all sides, and lob fire at you. The environment also lobs fire at you, so watch your step. A few enemies even run at you and explode, dealing pretty significant damage on normal mode, and on brutal difficulty these are death incarnate. The boss itself is no joke, with a deadly laser, summoning the enemies that explode when they rush you around the room, and 2 types of guns that will shred your shields and health, coupled with the fact that this boss won't necessarily always beeline towards you, can make him a real challenge. There is some solace though, as you can hide from his attacks behind the changing barriers in the room, and through sheer distance. Considering the overall difficulty of Caldera, it might even be wise to spend a little bit of extra time using the green treasure finding in-map quest to farm extra credits in order to buy the true power experience from the starting room early. In a later clip, I showed that I purchased it after beating the floor 5 boss. The other available Hollow Chamber is the much easier Jungle Ruins, which boasts a much wider map and room to make wide strafes and even run away if needed without ending up getting pincered. Many of the enemies are generally slower and spawn in smaller packs. There is much more room to go hunting for missions and treasure as well. Although quite rare at the floor I was at, I managed to get both an exotic and a legendary weapon to drop on floor 9 of this map, and there was plenty of wiggle room to go retrieve the weapons mid-fight had I wanted to. A feat that was much harder to do on Caldera when it was presented to me. One enemy to watch out for is the dashing flatworm that comes out of the dome-like spawner enemy. These also appear on the boss, so it's a good idea to take domes out right away, wherever they appear. Another problematic enemy is the large jellyfish-like enemy who has a long-range stabbing attack and sometimes leaves a high-damage toxic cloud in a large area on his death, which given the despawn time of weapons and loot can make you miss out on things. I learned that aiming for its head doesn't often hit, so make sure to aim for the base of its tail. The boss of Jungle Ruins is a cakewalk compared to the Caldera boss, but mostly because he always beelines for you. I only learned later in the game that you can kill the poison towers for a little while, so make sure to take those out first thing. Then, after you've done that, head over to the left and take out the first dome-like spawner enemy. I found that keeping the boss on the south end of the map worked well for my engineer, so I could get him to stay centered on my turret, but other classes may wish to play the long game and kite him around the map. Just make sure to keep taking out those towers. That being said, both of his attacks hit like a truck. Both have tells though, so they should be easy to dodge as long as you don't try to run the long way through the point-blank AoE one like I did on the last run that I did in this video. All in all, I like the jungle better for the endless tower mode because it's a lot less stressful and I can easily spend more hours in it without wanting a break. Overall, I'm really hyped to see more from Solar Purge, and I will continue to release videos on future patches, changes, and my thoughts on the game's development. Because this is day 1, this is more of an overview than a full opinions review, which I feel should be saved after more of the game is released. I don't think it would be doing it justice to point out any of the things that are going to be fixed within the next couple of days. Eventually there will be a campaign mode in this game as well. At present, the game is couch co-op multiplayer without split screen, but with Steam Remote Play or third-party programs like Parsec, That shouldn't really pose a problem for those who want to play together when they purchase it. And hey, that saves you purchasing money. At present, there are no plans to actually add online multiplayer, sans those options. Players can also join in partway through a session, spawning at level 1 next to the host, so don't spawn in the middle of battle. At the moment, weapons don't scale, but there are plans to add scaling in the future, especially as the testers far exceeded the depth into the endless mode than the developers had expected. Currently, sans any sales, the game is priced at $25 and should be at or around that price on full release, and I sincerely hope that you'll keep an eye on Solar Purge, a welcome addition to this limited subgenre, even if you don't jump in right away. Wonder if I can give him on that thing. Seems likely. Ow. Well, I finally died. What did I think? That's my fault for turning it up to brutal and then almost killing the boss anyways.